So you're from Science Center in Tartu called AHA.
Indeed.
What does it mean?
AHA stands for aha. So
It's not an abbreviation?
No, it's not. It really stands for the sound you make when you discover something new.
And how do you define yourself? You're a science museum, science theater, science show?
We think that we are a science center in the sense that when needed, we can be a museum. When needed, we can be a group of performers in a science show. When necessary, we can be whatever people ask us to be. But we most of all see ourselves as an attraction.
Are you trying to bring the magic back to the science?
I think you're quite right there. Yes, we try to bring the magic back in the sense that in order to catch people's attention, we perform certain experiments, and when we have their attention, we go into more detail and talk about the serious work behind science.
It's for children, mostly.
Not really. The center is for everyone. We specifically target families because families tend to all have different aspirations and different interests. So, for instance, if the kids are just interested in the nice flames and smoke, then the mothers and fathers might be interested in actual principles behind the exhibit, so they can exchange the emotions, exchange the knowledge, and become smarter together.
And parents can repeat what they have learned in school. Is it educational also?
Yes, we aim to be first and foremost educational, but education in the non-formal sense. So in AHA you will never be tested for anything. You will not have to write any essays. You will not be questioned by anyone as teachers, for instance. You will simply learn by doing. So hands-on activities are the main thing that we are famous for.
But do schools also organize some groups?
We have two different types of activities for schools. We have a program called AHA Study, and this is specifically aimed at school groups who want to carry out the subject in our center using the exhibits and knowledge and people that we have there. And this will be part of their formal learning, but in an informal setting. But school groups very often simply come to us as a field trip. So they come to have fun and enjoy some time off from school.
How much time does it take to visit your center?
I would say that in order for you to have a very good experience and really see everything, go to a science show, go to a workshop, maybe go to the planetarium and simply look around, you need at least 4 hours.
But you can get it in one day?
You can basically get it in one day, but we have seen that when families come, then since people are in different ages, people tend to get tired after a while, and then they need to come back simply because they didn't manage to see all.
How has you changed during 19 years?
It has changed, I would say, dramatically in many ways. First of all, of course, now since 2011, we have a building, our own building that has been designed for us. So previously we had to work on rental premises. And when before 2011 we only had one major rented exhibition per year, now we have two temporary exhibitions every year. And on top of that, we have over 100 permanent exhibits. Plus, of course, now we build a lot of our own exhibits, and we have over 80 people working for us, whereas when we started, we had only a handful. And of course, the visibility has improved dramatically. When we were much smaller, we were not able to travel to Latvia, for instance, and invite people over to our place because we didn't have any place and we didn't have anyone to invite people with. But now we do.
Do you have scientists in your staff? Or you cooperate with them?
We cooperate with a lot of scientists because we also have an annual science festival every September, and dozens and dozens of scientists, international ones too, are involved in that. In our staff, we don't have like an in-house scientist, but when we were founded, the people who were the founding fathers, let's say, they all are scientists.
And have you noticed the change in generations during this time? Have your visitors changed?
By which means you have in mind? Have their interests changed, do you mean?
Maybe by the way of thinking and what they need.
I would say that there has been a very visible change that has happened in the past 6 years. There is now a generation of children who are in their teenage years who have grown up in a way in AHA by visiting AHA when we first opened in 2011. So these children already actually, when you talk to them, know how to explain phenomena in a scientific manner. So I feel that this is a very visible change, and I think it will even improve in the future as more and more generations get used to spending their family time in our center and then taking their school trips to our center, and then maybe when they grow up and become parents themselves, they also come to our center and look at things from another perspective. So I feel that there is definitely a move towards scientific thinking in our visitors.
One question from listeners was, what is the youngest age to visit your center?
I would say that there's something to do for everyone, starting from babies till very old age people. But since we have some age limits, for instance, you have to be at least 4 years old to get into the planetarium because it's dark and a bit scary for some kids, then I would say that starting from 4 years and onwards, you can basically do anything.
Do you have your mission? And how do you describe it?
We aim to promote scientific thinking, research-based thinking through AHA experiences. So all the things that I described before, that people come to us, they have a good time, they have an emotional attachment to what they have done and seen, and in the meanwhile they have learned how to describe phenomena and how to interpret the phenomena in a scientific manner.
And why is it important?
Because we feel that science, in order for people to understand science, they need to first understand how science works. And in order to do that, they need to experience it firsthand. So since science is a very important motor in our societies, because science makes a lot of changes to our lives and makes our lives better, then we feel that for people to support scientists and not consider them to be these ivory tower creatures somewhere far away that are very hard to understand, we invite them to come and try things out and maybe in a simplistic way, but still in a scientific way, get to know science, get to know the reason why we need science.
Do you believe in science?
Yes, I believe in science.
Thank you very much for the answers.
Thank you.
And good luck in your center.
Thank you.